Alrighty. Thought I had muted myself on the stream. Think I just ended up muting myself in a Discord that I'm not even in. So, welcome. Welcome. This isn't this page I wanted, but welcome. Oh, what the hell? Why is that moved over all the way? Oh, you know what? Because I'm in Chrome Viewer. Scuff stream. Now we're in the right spot. Welcome. Your friend always says that Battleline is a ripoff of Clash. I always say that it is, but it's a bit better in some features. I mean, it's pretty much just Clash Royale with Godzilla characters, but I think it makes it better, because I don't like Clash Royale because I don't care about the IP of Clash Royale. I didn't really play Clash of Clans, but I care about the IP of Godzilla. So I like this game. But it is kind of a rip. I mean, it is, like, kind of the same kind of game. Alright. Welcome, everybody, to the Season 13 tier list stream. Now, there have been some minor adjustments to the tier list from, in my opinion, from last season. High Flyers. I used to love Clash, so this allowed me to play a game I kind of like. Characters actually give a damn. Exactly. Like, I wanted to get into Clash Royale, and I played Clash of Clans for a little bit, but I couldn't really get into it because I don't really care about the IP. That's why I like playing, like, Strike Force and stuff like that, because I care about the IP. It's something that I like. This is something that I love. Perfect merger. You play Kaiju Universe on your Chromebook, but it's laggy as fuck. Plus, how can I zoom out of my camera when I play? My Kaiju's so close I can't see anything. Dude, I don't know. I don't play Kaiju Universe. 2v2 in Clash? If 2v2 is in Clash, I'm sure 2v2 will come to this game at some point. You just gotta ask Toho for it. Just petition them through their email or whatever on Twitter. Just annoy them. Be like, add 2v2 mode like Clash. They'll probably do it. Alright. We got like a booger in there? Oh, no. No. No bugs. Alright, so. Welcome, everybody. This is the tier list stream for those of you who don't know. Oh, okay, yeah, my chat on the stream is a little bit delayed. That's fine. Welcome, everybody. We have a lot of new people that are joining the channel this month for Shin and last month for Mechagodzilla. We're having a great 28 days according to my YouTube analytics. Let me tell you guys, it's pumping up. Did I see Dominion? I did. I liked Dominion. Didn't think it was amazing. I didn't think it was bad. I think it was just pretty okay. But I thought it was a good way to end the series. But a lot of new players coming in, probably looking at this for the first time. A lot of people who are looking at last season's tier list, going off of that for this season. Pretty valid list from last season. There was also, if you want a very good valid list, TS Dragon, another Battleline YouTuber, he put up his own list a few days ago as well. Very good list. He's a very smart player. If you like this list, you're probably gonna end up liking his. Mine's gonna be different than his for sure, but pretty good. That being said, we got a few people in here. I think it's about time that we can get a stream going. We can get this started. I was gonna wait for a few more people, but people will just kind of flow in as we go. So I will start. I guess I'll just start in the order that we're given, right? Well, you might as well. What do you think of Godzilla Run and Godzilla Destruction since the same guys made them? I don't think the same groups made them. I think they're put out by the same studio, but I think it might be different teams. Godzilla Run, I didn't like Godzilla Run at all. And then Godzilla Destruction, I actually really liked Godzilla Destruction, but I knew that, like, it was missing something. It wasn't for me. I wish I had made videos about it before it went away, but this is enough for me. If you don't have a hairdryer, use hot water for ball joints. Oh, for the toys, yeah. I saw that. Someone's talking about that in the Discord. I play Defense Force. I used to play a lot of Defense Force. I kind of stopped because there's not really a reason to, but I like it. Okay. Okay. Let's get into it. I gotta stop reading the chat, you guys. I love having a conversation with you, but we got some content to make here. All right. We got some content to make, so we'll just go in the order. This is kind of like all out of order up until we get to Gigan, and then it's like in order of release. But everything else is just kind of random. Maybe I gotta go through this list again and remake it with everything in the proper order. That being said, I've said that being said like a billion times, but with that actually being said, Let's go in. Hedorah. I like Hedorah a lot. Hedorah is a very good unit. Hedorah is seeing a lot more resurgence in the game right now because of the Mechagodzilla nerf. Because that huge well of AoE has left at least the field. Some people are still using Mechagodzilla as a leader, which is valid. I think Mechagodzilla is probably one of the best leaders in the game, you know, that you could pick. Mechagodzilla's on the field. Biollante had a nerf. That's pretty much all of the main AoE, right? Perfect area for Hedorah to slip and slide right on in there. Getting more play with all the Fire and plus Battras scrunched together. Exactly. That is something that TS Dragon said in his tier list as well. Is a lot of the meta is revolving around Battras and Fire Rodans. You push them together and send them together up the middle or whatever with the speed boost and the damage boost. Hedorah being able to have a huge splash. Hit both of them. It's huge. Hedorah is going to take down Space Godzilla crystals. Hedorah is going to take down swarms. Very solid unit overall. A little too slow, in my opinion, for for the current meta. Hedorah is at the very top of B tier, in my opinion. Hedorah has been was A tier for a long time. I think maybe last season was the first season that I moved her out of A tier, if I remember correctly. But I really like Hedorah. And I think that maybe not even with a slight adjustment, but maybe some kind of shift in the meta or some really good unit to pair her with, she'll go back into A tier. But she's very, very, very good. I think I might come back to Hedorah is the unit in this list that I might actually come back to later in the night, because I think depending on what we end up with, I don't know. We'll see. I might come back to this later on. But the acid, yeah, if they would fix the busted acid, yeah, her death pool acid isn't doing the proper amount of damage that it should be doing. Swag Gigan, thank you for the subscription. We appreciate it. Love the support, especially coming out on the tier list tonight. But yeah, Super Godzilla Gaming is right. Her on death acid ability isn't doing as much damage as it should be. If it was doing the correct amount of damage, A tier, no question. That death pool is crazy huge, and it would do a ton of damage, but it's not working properly. So that's also something hindering her. But I said in my video this morning, Hedorah has never really had a bad nerf, so it's huge. You said YouTube unsubbed you? Listen, guys, if you're unsubbed, hit that subscribe button again. Get me those numbers up. We're having amazing 28 days according to my analytics, so let's just make it better. Let's get it. All right. Terrestris C tier. Terrestris has always pretty much been C tier. Not always. Terrestris, I put Terrestris in, I think, A tier for a long time. That's before we had a bunch of new units come in. That was a while ago. But C tier, 10-second regen, which is really good on spawn. You love to see it. Great range. He's just kind of one of the more difficult, units to evolve. I haven't really been having trouble with him because I like to protect. My whole deck is basically protect, like get down, Mr. President, protect Terrestris. What was that? What the hell was that gift? Nee gave us $50. Nee, my guy. All right, guys, I gotta pause the Terrestris. Pause. Nee coming out on stream, showing up with the support. Donated last stream. Donated this stream. Nee coming up there, man. Probably one of the best members we got. He's a member and he's donated twice. Love to see it. Thank you so much for the support, Nee. That's a huge W. That's going towards an Evangelion figure. I'm just kidding. I'm just obviously going towards, making the channel better, of course. Not just the channel background look better. But, also, there's a lot going on in chat. While I'm ranting about the units, I'm not going to really be able to read chat and rant at the same time. But there are a lot of high-level players in the Discord and in chat tonight that are definitely can help you out if I don't get around to answering your question. Also, Dino King, thank you for the subscribe, Dino King. Running off to a great start. We're not even on the third character. We got 2 public subs and a donation. Let's get it. Huge. We love to see it. Okay. Eat a whole Carolina Reaper? You're out of your mind. I'm definitely not doing that. That video's going to get demonetized for what I will say in that video. But, back to Terrestris. Terrestris is Really solid unit all around. Just a little bit difficult to evolve. Can go down really easily to most flyers, most units. You have to play like a real big game of oh my god, Godzilla backwards with the sub. Again, that you unsubscribed, you came back. Amazing stream. Thank you. And shout out to him, he's also in the Discord. Terrestris, a little hard to evolve. You kind of have to do like a Mr. President situation where you protect him and like escort him through. And he can outpace a lot of your units pretty fast. But he is solid. He's not terrible. He's really solid. C tier. I would put him in low B, but I usually end up stacking the B tier. So I'm going to put him here. I think that's what he deserves. Burning's climbing the meta. He'll be A tier or higher once everyone gets in the 15 plus. But where he currently stands, he's just B. Good damage, HP, and great combo. Oh yeah, of course. He has amazing damage. Oh. Is that a super chat? Dragon Shadow with the super chat? Bro. You make it all worth it. Alright, guys. We're popping off tonight. Amazing stream. Dragon Shadow 987 with a $5 super chat. We love to see it. We love the love coming out tonight for the tier list. If you guys are watching this, you know, tomorrow, the next day, not live, you guys here that are live, the homies, the goats, everyone here, mad chill. You're watching this the next day, you're watching this late in the season, next season, you're watching this late, come on by to the next one. Be part of the love. So man, gonna be rich. Yo, I'm spending. We're going to the club after this. That $5, that's something. That's going in someone's ways. I'm kidding. Always appreciate your content, so thank you for everything. Thank you, Dragon Shadow. Dumbden also with the subscribe. Bro, I can't, guys, I cannot even continue with this tier list because of all the love we're getting tonight. I literally haven't even gotten to Burning Godzilla, bro. This is crazy. You guys, thank you all for the support. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. If this takes all night, I don't care. Listen, you guys are basically going to make it take all night. Just put Burning in B. Cypher, he is going in B. Right now, Burning Godzilla is in low B. So he'll be moving down this list as the night goes on. Really great ability. I really like his explosion. He got a damage buff. He has good health. He has a good damage. Oh my god. Bros, I can't even get through it. Michael Umbling, thank you for the subscription. We love it. We love to see it. The support is going to kill me and also make this stream 3 hours long. We're already 15 minutes in and we're not even 4 characters. We just barely started the third one. But, Burning is B tier, and what Spence said in the chat is valid. I think he'll hit A tier for sure. Now that he's in the store and people can buy him, amazing. The whole reason that what makes Burning the best that he could be is his ability to survive. The longer Burning is alive, the more powerful his explosion is going to be. I love that you got your last name right on the first shot. Bro, listen, I am no stranger to people not pronouncing my name. So I got you. I got you. But, Burning's OP is just slow but faster than Shin because he slows. Like, Burning's ability to explode gets better as he stays alive. It's hard for Burning to stay alive at level 5 or 6 with all these other level 13, 15, 14, whatever monsters running around. Now that Burning is in the store, he's gonna be easier to get, which means people are gonna have higher level Burnings, which means maybe not this month, maybe not next month, but maybe in 2 months from now, maybe in the winter, we'll start seeing Burnings in A tier. I think Burning will come to A tier because the longer you can keep him alive, the better. Burning with Psychic Course and Fire Rodan, incredible. The more that you keep him alive, the more damage his explosion is going to do, the better he's going to be. He gets better. He's like fine wine. He's better with age. You keep him alive long enough, he'll do what you need him to do. If they change the speed at which his charge was, that would be incredible too. Love that. That would make him better immediately, but not the best. Still pretty good though. I have high hopes that one day Burning is gonna be incredible. Burning is one of my favorite versions of Godzilla. At least my favorite Heisei Godzilla. I have the NECA of him back there. I love him. I love Burning, and I have a poster of him in my living room with Godzilla vs. Destroyer from Mondo. I love it. Kiryu. All right, new kids, new players. This is where you all are gonna be like. But Melee, Kiryu is S tier. He wins me all my matches. Okay, and? Don't care. He's just an A tier. I think he is, that's B. He's an A tier. Kiryu is really good. He's going to get better with levels. And a lot of the problems in this game and placements stem from levels. There is a lot of characters in this game that easily could be A or S tier. Kiryu is easily an S tier unit at like level 20 plus. The fact of the matter is, I'm not making this tier list with everyone at the max. I'm making this tier list for the meta that is available in the game now. The general player. What is the most effective tactic available? M-E-T-A, meta, for regular players. You should make a tier list for low rank. I can make a tier list for low rank right now. Take all the 4 stars and put them in S tier. As long as you're below rank 50, that'll be a perfect deck for you. Not 100%, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm not going by, like, this is for whales and stuff like that. This is just the average player. What is the most effective tactic available? What's meta, what's not? Kiryu, I firmly believe level 20 plus will be meta. I've seen Administration 1's 30 Kiryu. I've seen it. That shit slaps. No question Kiryu is going to be viable later on. Being able to drop him everywhere is a plus. That's huge, right? The missiles that he drops is pretty good extra damage. He has pretty good range. He has pretty good AoE in the missiles. He's all around a really solid unit. He has decent stats as well. As a unit, phenomenal. I love him. He's not S tier yet. I think he's definitely in the A tier, though. The only reason new players think he's S tier is because it's his absolute 0. Yeah, but we're not even... Also, for new players watching this, we're not going off leader abilities here. Leaders have no effect on this tier. This is just purely based on units on the field, not as your leader. Oh, you like that little loading screen? I don't know why that's there. Everyone happy until Kiryu start using absolute 0 as a unit. Listen, man, I'm enjoying your content, man. Just want to help the community. I feel like you're the face of the community, so let's keep this guy going. Listen, I'll be the face of the community. Toho, hit me up. I got some things I want to talk to you about. Kiryu, bottom tier. Everything is bottom tier. Jet Jaguar 73 Dorits, top tier. We're all controlled by something greater. Memes. Jet Jaguar 73 one-shots GD9 Dorits, turn Girth into dust quickly. That's true. Do tier list based on the map type probability for new players. Kiryu is tankier than I thought. Kiryu is really tanky, Super Godzilla Gaming. He could take a lot of hits. He can't take as much as, I think, Ultima or G50 or 55... G54 can. But he can definitely take a lot more hits than people give him credit for. Alright, this is probably where I disagree with TS Dragon the most. He put Ultima in B tier. Can you believe that? B tier for Ultima? A. Easy A. I love Ultima. Listen, if anyone in this chat has fought me in the game, you know, as soon as that Ultima comes up, it's basically game over. Don't know why when everyone on YouTube Shorts makes a Godzilla fight, there's something Ultima can be Earth, but how? A Ultima TS is pure Ultima slander, major skill issue. Let me explain. Ultima leader, or I'm sorry, Ultima unit. Not only is Ultima's kind of easy to, if you, like I said earlier with Terrestris, if you evolve Terrestris, right, Terrestris is kind of easy to evolve. He's a little difficult because you have to kind of protect him, but once he evolves, man, Ultima is insane, bro. Ultima is crazy. If you think Ultima isn't an easy A tier, you are wild. Wild. Ultima has... If you think G54 is tanky, he has pretty much the exact same health as Ultima. Fact. Ultima's range is only beat by Super X. And I think TS Dragon said this, or someone in my Discord said this, but they said range is the best stat in the game, and by God, they're right. Don't remember who said it, but they're right. The fact that Ultima can be hitting units from 1,000,000 miles away is incredible. The fact that he can hit leaders out of leader hit zone is wild. That is a huge plus. There's not many characters that can still do that. King Ghidorah used to do that. Got nerfed. Super X Manila and Ultima can all do that. Ultima will benefit from every damage buff pretty much available in the game from any of the leaders except, I think, for Fire Rodan. I don't even know what Fire Rodan's ability does. I don't even remember. Ultima is tanky as hell. He has the best range if you don't count Super X. He's second in range only to Super X. Incredible unit. It is an L because you have to evolve him. But now some of the best units in the game are evolution units. Mechagodzilla for one. Or not, maybe not the best anymore, but a good one is Mechagodzilla. Ultima, by far, one of the best units that you could be using for range. The most detrimental thing to him is he's not a good plug and play. You can't really plug Ultima and Terrestris into one of your any deck and just have immediate success. My deck is formulated around Ultima. Around him. My deck is Ultima, Manila, Super X for long range, and then Kamacuras, Biollante, Battra for support, and then Psychic Cores to heal. I have won matches solely because I have Ultima focused on the enemy leader, and then I'm just running complete defense around him to make sure that he's not hit by anything else. Easy A tier. Used to be S tier. There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of things that have been pushing him lower, but I don't think he'll ever fall into B tier without a significant nerf. And he's been nerfed twice. Ultima has been nerfed twice and is still at the top of the list. Lane, you gotta go? I'll catch you later. Maybe you come back at the end or towards the end. But Ultima with a Super X pushing behind, bro, is a swarm. Oh, God. Feel a cough coming on. We're living. Alright. Fire Rodan is S tier, of course. The S tiers aren't going to be in any particular order, but A, B, C, D tiers are going to be in an order. Fire Rodan, don't really have to explain that he is an S tier unit. Fire Rodan, guaranteed evolution, speed boost, and one of the best heals in the game. I don't think you have to run Fire Rodan in your deck. I don't run Fire Rodan in my deck. I run Psychic Cores instead. But that's because I'm trying to fast cycle Ultima always on the field. My deck, I always have Ultima, right? So Fire Rodan takes, extra energy. I'm not going to do that. You don't need Fire Rodan in your deck. However, he is definitely meta. I'm not running him because I'm kind of like a moron, right? But it's working out for me. I recommend if you have him, try him out and use it. Fire Rodan's heal is by far the best heal we have at the moment. The speed boost is great for pushes. He works really well in pretty much any deck. He's a great plug and play. I love Fire Rodan this season. Fire Rodan has always been really, really good. It was just used to be really hard to evolve him. Now that it's a guarantee that you get him on the field, a fantastic unit. The only way that he would go out of S tier is if they nerfed his healing. Fenrir is good, but I just don't have him at a high enough level yet. Yeah, that's fair. Hey, so when will I do another Versus fans? Well, I don't know. We'll see. When I began playing GBL, I had gotten 1954 Godzilla immediately, and I was like, oh my god, he's so good. Now I'm just barely making it past rank 49. You can level him up with the event. You can get 1 shard extra from her. You get 2 shards technically in this event. If you get your enemies run Girth, Super X, Manila, Godzilla, Ultima, that is an insane deck to follow up. But you might need energy base for that, and then that's going to get countered by the trains. Does Fire Rodan level affect his healing? We don't think so, because it's not shown on his stats page. We believe Fire Rodan's heal is percent based. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what the suspected percent heal is, but you could probably ask a G21 mathematician in the Discord. He'd probably tell you. But at any level, that heal is going to be phenomenal, especially if it's dropped on a leader or something like that. And then we have Fire Rodan, or regular Rodan 993. He would be a C tier unit, or even a low C. I think probably a low C tier unit. But he's in B only for the fact that you don't have to use him very often. You literally throw him on the field, let him die, and you get Fire Rodan, and you never have to worry about it ever again. And you get a little speed boost, so if you want to make a push with it, you could. Really not much to say about him, other than you send him out, pretty much his whole entire purpose is to die. The Rodan 93 B tier, use him as an early game meat shield, and you get Fire Rodan sooner. Exactly, Zip Zap says it pretty good. Rodan 93 can tank attacks, and you don't have... Yeah. And there's been a thing going on this season. I don't think it was happening last season, but this season when Fire Rodan, or when Rodan 93 dies, his corpse stays in the field for a little too long, and units focused on attacking him will continue attacking him. So that's also a benefit to him, for sure. Biollante needs a singular point Rodan swarm that evolves into the big one. Listen, You guys can ask for a Rodan from Singular Point all you want, but just know that Twitter held the vote poll with Singular Point Rodan on it, and he didn't get many votes. He almost finished in dead last. He got like 4 votes. So if you want Singular Point Rodan, you gotta let Toho know, because they're totally down to put him in. But I think if Ultima stayed in the field like Shin, it would be an S tier. Oh, easy S tier if I didn't have to replace Ultima onto the field. Or if Terrestris was less energy. If Terrestris was like a 4 or 5 energy drop, come on. You prefer Battra for the cheaper damage buff, but definitely is good, yeah. Helicopters, D tier. Helicopters have received buff after buff recently, and they're still not making them viable. Off the top of my head, I don't really know what I would need to put on the helicopters to make them viable. But in ranked play, in ranked gameplay, if I see someone drop the choppers in ranked gameplay, I know I've already won the battle. Just a fact. Arnuf says they're viable in ASB. I'll tell you guys right now, I will be the first to take the choppers and the M-Bot base to 40 specifically for All-Star Battle. Specifically. Because for we're not using All-Star Battle in this at all. It has no bearing on this tier list. But I'm just saying, All-Star Battle, you want to have the most units on the field as possible, right? To try and, like, unless you're farming nodes, obviously. But if you're just trying to win, you want as many units on the board as possible to keep other characters away from your leader. Use the choppers in All-Star Battle. Use the M-Boss in All-Star Battle. You're gonna be it's gonna be fire. Trust me. That's why I want to level them up to like 40. Xenophanes has become a member. Thank you, Xenophanes. Listen, at the moment, I don't really have any great tiers or any good rewards for members, except that you can get guaranteed battles with me in Battleline. And if you're in my Discord, before you become a member, you get access to a members-only Discord section. If you become a member before you enter the Discord, I don't know how to fix it. I'm sorry. But I'm glad. Thank you for the support. This has been an amazing stream so far. You guys have been crushing it. Subscriptions, donations, memberships, all of that. This is probably our most lit fucking tier list stream we've ever done. So thank you all for the support. I see chat wants to move on to Anguirus. Anguirus is an easy A this season. I don't know if I think he might be better than Kiryu this season. I think he probably is. I feel another cough coming on. Ever since I had COVID, I've been like building up more phlegm than usual, and I already built up phlegm, right? It's just part of like the Jewish body. It just happens. But ever since I got COVID, it's been more and more. But I'm feeling really okay, really fine. It's been a few weeks at this point. You know, watching the stream, Kaiju May Kaiju, thank you. Anguirus solid A tier. You need to invest in him a lot, but when you get into a high level, Angie turns into a living riot with okay damage just for 4 energy. Yeah. Zip-Zap is right. Zip-Zap is right. If you're looking for a tank in the game right now, and you don't want to burn 7 energy to get Godzilla 89 on the field, because Godzilla 89, let's not mess around, is the best tank. If you want the most bang for your buck, Anguirus. Anguirus, he needs an investment. It needs to be said, you need to get Anguirus into like level 20. Level 20 plus territory for you to really start seeing the results. TS Dragon says it really good in a lot of his videos. He's a very big proponent of Anguirus, and a lot of you who watched the stream earlier this week saw me bring Anguirus pretty much level 30. I got him to level 29, and then the next day I like bought some coins, and then I just brought him to 30, like no brainer. But Anguirus is great if you're looking for a very safe, very solid investment for Battleline. It's Anguirus. You get him immediately, and he's just an amazing tank. You level him up, you're gonna see results. I promise you, especially post buff for him. So. Your Anguirus isn't even level 20, and he already makes it to the enemy leader before he dies, and I'm up in 50. He may not get a hit in, but he still gets there. Yeah, and he'll take all the hits for all the other characters. You don't want your characters taking the hits. You want him to take the hit. Is Super X worth leveling up? Yeah, Super X is an incredible character. You know who else is an incredible character? Battra. And Battra Larva. I don't remember where I put Battra Larva on the tier list last season. I think I put him in A tier. I think Battra Larva is in A tier, where I put him last season, but normally the evolutions go normally under the characters. I would imagine if Manila was the strongest in the game, and if he was, he would be the hardest to get. Dude, Manila used to be, like, bar none, like, an S tier unit. Like, you can go back and watch some of my earlier tier list videos. Manila was S tier. His attack was super fast. He could stun lock pretty much everything. It was crazy. He had to get nerfed, and he's still really good post nerf. Battra is S for sure. He has been. Zipzap says it again. Summarize it really good. Battra has probably been the best, or one of the best, if not the best character for a long time. He's been the only meta character in the last 5 or 6 months that their nerf hasn't affected their place in the meta. Psychic Chorus nerf, brought it down out of S tier. Super X nerf, brought it out of S tier. Biollante nerf, brought him out of S tier. Battra got nerfed, still S tier. They need to severely kneecap Battra for him to be out of S tier. Battra is phenomenal. If you have Battra, I recommend using him. If you haven't been leveling up, what the fuck are you doing? Are you waiting for an invitation? Level up your Battra. Very good character. Even the larva is really good. Even if you can't even evolve your Battra because you just are having either major skill issue or your opponent is better, for whatever reason, you need defense. The larva himself is also incredibly strong. Incredibly strong on defense. Self-proclaimed free thinkers getting level 999 Super X because Surmilli said so. Seriously though, why do people run it religiously just run Ultima? I run Super X and Ultima. It's a fucking nightmare for people to deal with because the range, they put in so much damage before characters can even reach it to them, and then if I drop Battra on that duo, it is insane, the output. I beat the shape. If you guys have played the game recently, you've been fighting the shape. I literally just beat the shape yesterday using Battra, Ultima, and Super X, just so that his units couldn't even touch mine, because I'm hitting him from like a million miles away. If they decrease Battra's attack boost time limit, that hurt him quite a lot, I think. Yeah, I think his boost lasts for like 10 or 15 seconds. If I remember correctly, I don't remember. But if they made it like a 5-second boost, it's over for him, for sure. Biollante high A, strong, low cost, big 360. Yeah. Biollante was S tier. Biollante is in the A tier now. I think she is better than Anguirus is currently. I don't think Anguirus. I don't know. Anguirus is really good as a tank, but he doesn't provide much after tank. Biollante, while not tanky, for 3 energy, for a full 360 AoE is crazy. Now, yeah, Turkey brings it up in chat. Biollante post nerf on the Tokyo map is not as good as she used to be. There's not a lot of water for her to get her 80% damage buff. But on London and on New York and in the Skull Island ASBs and stuff, she's a powerhouse. To have her gain an 80% attack boost is wild. There's no boost in the game that's that high. She has the highest self boost in the game as long as she's in water. In water, she has the best DPS in the game. Outside of water, she doesn't. But a full 360 AoE is still an incredible ability to have for 3 energy cost. She's a super easy, basically a guaranteed evolution, right? She is basically she's a guaranteed evolution pretty much. 360 AoE, a cycle unit. You can cycle her out of your hand in 3 energy. Amazing. Alright, this doesn't need to be said. Bomber is an easy S tier this season. Bomber is tearing it up. I cannot believe Toho made an on-spawn 100% damage boost, targeting not only leaders and facilities, but also units now. Crazy that they did that to Bomber. Right? And then, they buffed all the Shin units. Shin Bomber over here is going crazy in the meta. Bomber fucking sucks. Bomber's at the bottom of D tier. I'll tell you this right now. I have a piece of advice for all of you players who have either the Bomber or Gigan in your deck. This is my advice to you. Gigan 72. If a character, its sole prime directive is to ignore everything on the field and go straight to the leader, it is a bad unit. You know why? Because it's going to fucking die before it gets to the leader. You might get a lucky throw and catch your opponent off guard with a Gigan going down the field or a Bomber going down the field. as soon as you pop them the first time, your opponent's going to know that you have them in your deck. If there's any anti-air, that bomber's going down before it makes it to your enemy's leader. And Gigan can be hit by literally everything. So, it's ridiculous. So, they're bad. They're bad. They're bad. They should just never make a unit that goes straight for the leader. Gigan and the bomber should go after units as well. That's all I'm going to say. Bomber should only be able to attack ground units, because I don't think bombers have aerial dogfighting capabilities. Should only go after ground units. Gigan should also, hit ground units as well. PC is A tier. Oh yeah, PC is next. PC is A tier. PC is at like the top of A tier. Psychic-Chorus was S tier for a few seasons, and then it got nerfed, and then it got brought back, and then it got nerfed again. It's still really good. Really early on, it's good, and really late in the game, Psychic-Chorus is good. Psychic-Chorus now suffers in the level 10 to 20 range, but 20 plus, it really shines. Same with Anguirus. So, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Psychic-Chorus. If you're not going to run Fire Rodan for whatever reason, you can run Psychic-Chorus for 3 energy. Really good. Desghidorah. I don't think I have any boogers. I have something in my nose, or I'm itching my nose like crazy. I don't know. We'll live. What is this? Wait, Desghidorah A tier, obviously Spence can tell you why in the Discord. Desghidorah A, best AoE in the game if you can use him right. One of the best instant defense abilities, stab machine, and combos. Best with... Yeah. Someone put it in the Discord in the Pelops bot. A level 11... Mechagodzilla and a level Desghidorah, and Desghidorah had more damage. Desghidorah is an easy A tier. Desghidorah is coming up and up and up and up and up and up, and this is something that, like I said earlier in the stream, where stats are an issue, like Burning Godzilla isn't as high as he could be because no one really has him at a high level. Desghidorah is now at that point where people are starting to have him at that level where he is succeeding in ranked. Desghidorah, I don't know if he's before or if he's after Kiryu in ranked. I'll put him before Kiryu. That might change. A tier, this list of A tiers, I feel like I could switch it around and stuff. A tier, no question. For all the reasons that I read off of Spence text as well, stat machine, best AoE in the game. He has a stun on spawn. He does burning damage. It's 80 damage a second on spawn. He has piercing damage. Any unit with piercing is amazing. Earth is the only other one with piercing, and his attack is amazing. So he has an on-spawn AoE that stuns and burns. He has a piercing, great range. The only bad things about him is it's hard to unlock pieces for him, and he has to be really close to attack, and he has really bad unit targeting. But he is great. He is great. His stats are pretty much exactly like the King Ghidorah and Mecha King Ghidorah. Or his stats are exactly almost like Mecha King Ghidorah's, except he has a little bit more damage. Desghidorah is great, and there's a reason that he's exclusive only to the event, because at a high level, he's going to fucking annihilate people. What tier is level 30 D larva? I know you have one. Top of A, obviously. Now, the Destroyer larva... The Destroyer larva are at an interesting spot. I might put them either in the top of C or in the bottom of B. Now, I brought my Destroyer larva up to 30. I'm a big Destroyer fan. I've been a big fan of Destroyer larva since day one. With Destroyer larva, they are really powerful and they're really strong, and they're the only swarm that hits the air. Their main weakness is there was a lot of AoE running around. Mecha King Ghidorah and King Ghidorah, they're still around, but not as much because of the nerf. Biollante, still around, not as much because of the nerf. Jet Jaguar Singular Point, a lot of Hedorahs lately because of the 30% level up event. If your opponent, can't forget Dimension Tide. How much money have I spent on this game? I spent under $1,000. under $1,000. But the Destroy Larva, if you end up facing a deck with, in the inevitability you face a deck with no AoE, the Destroy Larva will fucking tear that deck up. Insane. The damage from them is wild. And there's enough of them that it becomes a problem. They're really good to block. I think if they had to get any kind of buff, lower them. Lower their cost. Same with the Kamacuras. The Kamacuras Swarm and Destroy Larva and the regular Kamacuras all just got a 25% health boost really recently. Amazing for the Larva. If they were 1 energy less or 2 energy less, they would be back in the meta. Like, for sure. Because the only viable, or not viable, but the only reliable AoE you're getting these days is Dimension Tide. And, like, Biollante. Mechagodzilla is either a leader now, or, I mean, he's in decks, but you don't see him a lot. Missiles can take them down easily. No one's running missiles in high-level play. No one. The missiles are not remotely viable. The missiles are viable early game, but no one is really using them. I mean, the missiles will take down to destroy a larva, but you're not really seeing the missiles in play. The trains, how could I forget the trains? The trains is what you got to look out for. The trains, because of their energy cost, they'll wipe out the destroy larva, right? So trains and Dimension Tide is what you have to look out for. But Biollante is not seeing too much play, and neither is Mechagodzilla, because Mechagodzilla is being a leader. The swarms, at least destroy larva, in my opinion, are moving up in the ranks because the AoE is slowly being taken out. But there's also more viable AoEs, like the trains. But the trains, you send it out and it's one time, you got to cycle it back, unlike King Ghidorah, who could just on the field AoE, 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 AoE. Like I said, they're not breaking out of C tier anytime soon, I don't think. But they're definitely not as bad as they were, solely because of how the AoE is shifting from always on the field to something that has to be cycled through the deck. Dimension Tide. I put Dimension Tide in mid B tier last season, and I think that might have been just out of spite. I think it is high B. I don't think Dimension Tide is as good as everyone says it is. But it is really good if you combo it right. There's a lot of people who don't really use it correctly. What does that say? DTA tier. There's a lot of useful stuff you can do by just moving enemy units, pulling evolution to kill them easier, pulling units into a unit's AoE, pulling enemies so that they could ignore your units, etc. Yeah. I'm putting it at the bottom A. I don't think it deserves A. I don't. But it'll rip through a lot. Yeah, what do you say, Swag? I can rip through decks that rely on massive pushes. Yeah, I've been fumbled more than a few times by Dimension Tide. Massive skill issue. DT is so good it does almost everything you needed to do. Yeah, listen, it's an A tier. I don't think it's as good as I don't think it's high A tier. I think a lot of the units that are on the ground doing the work, they're high A tier. But there's no denying that Dimension Tide is way better than I gave it credit for last season. So I will put it at the bottom of A. But I don't think it's at the top of A. I think it's either at the bottom of A or it's in the middle of A. Because for 4 energy, I'd rather do a little bit more on the field. But that's just me personally. Dorats. Dorats are in the B tier. Dorats are not as bad as we give them credit for. They are, yeah, Zip literally just took the words right out of my mouth. They are underrated. The Dorats are basically just exactly like the Kamacuras, but in the air. And that's what is putting them in B, is because they're in the air. There's a lot of units that you can stop a push by having them on the ground. G89 getting rushed, Anguirus, Space Godzilla, Ultima. Any single target on the ground is going to get foiled by the swarms. But because the larva is in the air, it only is working on air units, while Kamacuras, being on the ground, can stop ground units and can stop air units. Dorats will go into B tier. Maybe if they were like level 30 or plus, they would be better. But it's the fact that they're not stopping ground units, which is the problem. Because Gigans can't rush King Ghidorahs, but Gigans can rush G89s. If you can't stop a G89 from coming to you, that's a problem. Dorats can't solve that problem. Energy base. Energy base is dropping too. Energy base I put in high B last season. Energy base is gonna end up being in low B this season. I will say this now, I am not in agreement that the energy base is meta. I never subscribed to this idea. I don't think energy base is as good as people say it is. I've never been a fan of it. I think that there are amazing decks that can function without it, and I think if your deck relies on energy base, you have a bad deck. And especially it's fallen now because trains destroy it instantly. Trains getting buffed means that you can just target the opponent's ERB. If your opponent doesn't have any way to cancel it immediately, no Moguera, no Kiryu, no trains, sure, it's going to be fine. It's going to be the same as it always has been. If your opponent has trains, you can no longer run energy base, which means you cannot use the base. It's just going to get trained. If you have trains in your deck, or if you have ERB in your deck and your opponent has trains, and a lot of fucking people are running trains these days, you can't even place the base anymore because your opponent's I'm just going to hold on to the trains for this base and make sure that I win the energy push. What, it's 5 energy to place the ERB? It's 3 to run my trains? I'm winning that trade for sure. Not a fan of ERB. Don't like it. I don't think it's important. If you want to use it, go for it. If your deck revolves around it, skill issue. But it's fine. It's always just been fine, in my opinion. The trains are not the train. I'm getting confused. The ERB has always just been fine. Always has just been fine. I have never thought it was meta. And I don't think it will be meta. I don't agree that it is necessary. It is not a terrible unit. But there's just, with the rampant training going on, suicide trains running around, it's more of a liability at this point. ERB for you has usually meant an onslaught mid-late game, but early game is extremely vulnerable. I've had it hit by trains, Kiryu, Moguera, even missiles, still I enjoy the mid-game bump. I would only place an energy base like the second half as soon as you move up, since you lose 1 slot to place units, so if you place it right before, trains can't hit it. Yeah, I mean, that's a good strategy as well, but I'm not going to hold on to my energy base until I start moving my character up. That's ridiculous. Freezing Sonde is in the B tier. Freezing Sonde, for whatever reason, there's been no changes to Sonde since it got buffed, but for whatever reason, it is not seeing a lot of play. However, Swag Gigan brings up a very good point. We had a member of the Discord, I believe it was the Bowers That Be. If anyone has played Battleline in the high ranks, you know Bowers, you know That Be. He sent an inquiry to Toho. I believe it was him, so I'm just going to keep running with it. In his inquiry, he asked if the permanent stun lock interaction that happens with Sonde and Gigans or Manilas or anything like that is intentional or a bug. Toho officially responded to him and said that the fact that you can permanently stun lock a unit with the Sonde and another unit that stuns is intentional and not a bannable offense. And we have a video on it on this channel. Nothing has changed with Sonde since the buff. People just haven't been using it because, you know, for 2 costs you get Manila, you get the Kamacuras. For 3 costs you can get trains, and people are choosing to choose 1,000 damage, you know, over the slow. But you can abuse the hell out of the Sonde. Sonde is good. It is fallen off because as far as spells go, you could get, you know, for 1 extra energy, the Psychic Course or the trains. Has anyone been banned from Battleline? Yeah, so we actually have Battleline actually has a anti-cheat department. There was, in the beginning life cycle of the game, cheating was really bad, and there was hackers everywhere. There's been significantly less hackers than there were then. There's less hackers now, but there's still some hackers. People got banned. I think they banned like 12 people in 1 week. I think that was the most that anyone ever did. Or that Toho ever banned in 1 week was 12. And that's when they would let us publicly know if they were banning people. They haven't let us know if anyone's been banned in a while, but I don't think that... They're not obliged to, obviously, but they did. They used to tell us when they banned decks. They'd be like, oh, 9 players were banned today. You can go to the earliest blog posts on their website and find it. It's there. Hey, Malin, using your anti-air deck, I just changed Hedorah for Desghidorah, and in that deck, there's energy base. Should I change it for Mechagodzilla or something, or just leave it like that? Whatever you want to do. If it's working out for you, it's working out for you. That's what it is. G21 does mad damage, not gonna lie. G21, if you let him attack for 12 seconds, is doing 61,000 damage. It's fucking absurd. I mean, the leader's not gonna last 12 seconds if Godzilla uninterrupted attacking. Sonde will kill lower level Space Godzilla crystals so your King Caesar can hit Space Godzilla instead of the crystals. Yeah, but I'm not using Sonde to destroy crystals only, you know? Bro, in the event someone is hacking, in the All-Star Battle, you can't hack. I mean, if they hack All-Star Battle, then they can't... I mean, that doesn't make a difference. G21C, basically glass cannon that gets countered. Yeah, G21 has pretty much been in C tier his entire... Or B tier, honestly, the entire time he's been in the game. And he's getting lower and lower and lower. I'll put him right here. He's... I mean, he's good if you have him. I want to put him in C, but I would feel really bad. He is, give him his own tier with the monkey. I can't give him his own tier with the monkey because there's still people using him and there's still people putting G materials into him. So he's still going to be seen in play. 3 weaknesses, Manila, M-Balls, and M-Ball base. You should be A or S. Can you cut the chase and cover the JJ73s at this rate? One, you're going to pull a no sleep run? That's on you. Do you think they'll add Ghidorah 2020 King of the Monsters? No. Next question. G21 and Kong are good, but the bad thing is that you can no longer get them. Stop the cap. Manila can't handle the stuns. G2021 was great and fair, yeah. I might put him in C. I don't want to pack B too much, but I think he'll be probably at the top of C. He is fallen off for all the reasons that I read in chat and all the reasons that I've said on stream. This is going to apply to Kong too, so I might as well just go find Kong and put him in here too. Both units are very good, right? There's just units that do what Kong does but better, and they're easier to get because you can't get Kong anymore. The only way you can level up your Kong is if you've already unlocked him and you're using your G materials in him, which I don't recommend. And then there is Godzilla 21, who is a fan favorite unit, phenomenal design, phenomenal kit. He doesn't really have a lot of health. He's a glass cannon. If you want to use him, you can. He's never been meta. He's always been really powerful, though. He has some of the best damage in the game, bar none, right? Best DPS. Can't really level him up anymore unless you're using your G materials, and that's a lot of G materials that you're going to have to put into him. He's falling down, not because he is bad, but because there's a lot more people now who can't unlock him. And the fact that there's people who do have him but won't run him because there's better units means he's going to keep falling and falling and falling and falling. You have 0.1000 fate that maybe Godzilla 20 will come back eventually. I mean, they would have to beef him up big time. Lower his energy cost. If they made G21 like a 4 or 5 energy cost and kept everything else the same, he'd be everywhere. But Hedorah flying D tier basically vibes until she evolves. Oh, yeah. For sure. Oh, no, not for sure. C tier. Bottom of C tier. Why is she the bottom of C tier? Exactly for what you just said, Zip. Zip, because she just vibes. She's basically guaranteed evolution. There's nothing really to say to that. You place her down, you pretty much get her instantly, and then you move on with your life. So, I don't know why she's all the way down here and not next to the other Hedorah, but here we are. Why is GT in C? Godzilla Terrestris is in C tier because he's not in a... I mean, he's not, like, broken. He's a little difficult for some people to evolve, especially with a lot of Dimension Tides and trains running around. It's a little bit difficult to get him out if you're not really focused on evolving him. And then Ultima has always been really good. Well, actually, Jetjaguar 77 isn't good if you run it, you're throwing. If G21 ever became a leader, especially, we're probably gonna be like Hollow Earth attack. Sure, yeah. Shin's pre-evolution using the health buff, and Shinagawa needs more range and able to hit air units. We'll get there when we get there. Kamacuras Swarm. The Kamacuras Swarm is not great. I'm going to put them like this. The Kamacuras Swarm isn't great. I mean, they got a health boost, but for 5 energy, they're just not worth it. I might, honestly, this might be the first time I put them in the D tier. Because even with their health boost, like, I would rather you run the 2 cost Kamacuras, you know? Like, for 5 energy, maybe I'll put them at the top of the D tier. I don't know. But a week ago, I seen you in rank, but the connection was unstable and you couldn't fight. Big sad. Impotent. Maybe listen, maybe we'll get another one in. I see you in the ranked. Shin Godzilla is guaranteed Evo if he dies. All you gotta do is place him behind leader and he'll be fine. Yes. Maybe I'll put the Kamacuras Swarm in the D tier. I might leave him there. Not really worth it. Kamacuras Swarm too expensive. He has to destroy by anything with AoE C tier. The amount of times normal, yeah, I'm gonna put him in the D tier for now. I don't think he is a C tier. I mean, he's not really they're not really helping you, and it's a little bit expensive. I don't want it. All right, A tier though. Big time AoE, or not AoE. What am I saying? Big time tanking is the Kamacuras. The 2 cost Kamacuras are crazy. They have saved my life so many times. And yeah, with all the trains and everything running around the DT, they can die. But mine are taking 2 hits from Super X's, baby, at level 30. Mine are protecting Terrestris. Mine are protecting from King Caesars. They're great for distracting aerial units. They're great for your blocking evolution killers. They're great for stopping Gigan push. They basically, for 2 cost, you basically end Gigan push. They are probably the best tank in the game, right? I'll put them actually above Anguirus. They're probably the best tank in the game. And they're not even supposed to be tanks, right? But they are really great because they survive. They have great survivability, 2 costs. They're easy to just drop on the field. They protect everything. And for whatever reason, Toho included them in the Swarm health boost. So they got a 25% health boost like 2 months ago. Crazy that Toho would do that because they're insane. Already insane units. Amazing. I love them. I've used them in my deck literally since the first season. There is no reason you shouldn't be running them at a high level unless you are, obviously making a more niche deck. But on average, these things are lifesavers. They have gotten me out of every pinch I've ever been in. They basically end a Kiryu Moguera push if both of them get dropped on you. They'll end Gigan rushes. They're great for just distracting everything. It's crazy. Except, oh yeah, Swag Gigan. Yeah, you bring up a good point. Except that against flying leaders, they won't do hits, but they will eat shots. So you win some, you lose some. Your Kamacuras level 20. You can leave Kamacuras at 20. Like, they're not doing anything too crazy at 20 that they wouldn't be doing at 30, but 30 they have more survivability, obviously. Level 20 is fine for them. I had them at 20 for a long time. King Caesar is very high B for the same reason comms are getting played. King Caesar does well, but just gets hard countered by them and Desghidorah's burn. Anything that moves a unit, stuns a unit, blocks a unit is fucking up King Caesar right now, man. King Caesar has had it bad. He was an A tier unit, a high A tier unit in the really, really early game. He's been falling. I think he is probably here so far in the list. He's great. He does amazing damage. If you can get a hit on him. Unfortunately, Sonde will stop him. DT will stop him. Cams will stop him. Manila will stop him. Super X will take him down. Battra in the air will take him down. He's just hit by everything way too hard these days, and it's not working out for him. It's not. All right. Maybe a big L. Maybe a big L is King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah, I'm putting at high B. King Ghidorah is not in the A tier this season, in my opinion. King Ghidorah, last season I had him in the A tier because basically getting a King Ghidorah on the field, high level, means that you will get a high level Mecha King Ghidorah. However, for the reason we don't do tier lists in the beginning of the season, there was a mid-season nerf for Mecha King Ghidorah. Mecha King Ghidorah, I'll tell you right now, is not S tier. That's all I got to say. I'm a little distracted at the moment. I don't know why. Having like brain fog. But 2.8 attack, decent damage. Desghidorah is better. And now with evolving into Mecha King Hedorah, it's now a problem that mid push, a character that is supposed to be really good at helping your push is disappearing because it's evolving, and that evolution and the disappearing can fuck up the DPS your team is putting out. And that's bad. That's bad. When your main pusher is leaving the battlefield, not great for your push. B tier this season, unfortunately. Markalite Cannon. This dumpster fire. This is C tier. Markalite Cannon is not great, but it's not terrible. Markalite has great range, very slow attack. One time you King Ghidorah that was 70% HP and had no energy, and then he evolved and saved me a lot of HP. Marka is underrated, does really well against Fire Emblem Battra behind your lead. I don't really think Markalite is high C. I don't think it's something that you should be investing in regardless, unless you have a lot of other units leveled up. The fact that it's stationary is bad, especially you guys are forgetting with trains running around everywhere. Not great to have a stationary unit, I'm just saying. Especially, I mean, it can be good on pushes, but it's, what does it cost? 4 or 5 energy? I would rather wait and get Super X on the field or Ultima on the field. It's helpful in the single player events. Yeah, I mean, it is really good in the single player events, but it needs a little bit of a rework. Maybe if it had like a 3.5 second attack speed, it would probably be a lot better. Azure Pulse says, oh yeah, so it's 5 energy to drop Markalite. For 5 energy, I could drop Super X or Battra. Like, CG just ignore the side where it is, and cams and Anguirus just block the attacks, and trains are all around. Yeah, it's easy to circumvent Markalite. It always has been, pretty much. Alright. Mbot base. Mbot base is seeing a lot more play these days because of the buffs it's got. Mbot base is not that bad. I really want to upgrade Mbot base. It's on my list of things I want to hit because they're really good with the slows, obviously, but you can pump out a lot of slow with this. And if you are using them to protect the units, it's incredible. Mbot base works really well with Space Godzillas and Godzilla Earths, especially. So I'm a big fan of the Mbot base itself. I think there's a lot of potential to be had with a high-level Mbot base. It's really good at pumping out units. You use Mechagodzilla leader, I don't know why you would, but you can pump out like 2 or 3 extra tanks. And if you can use them basically to keep your push alive, that's what you want at the end of the day. You want to keep your push alive. Mbot base, pretty good. But you got to remember, it's also stationary as well, so the trains are going to hit it. But if you can get the, if you can get like 2 or 3 tanks on the field, that's pretty good. Now, the tanks themselves, I don't know what's been going on with them, man, but they have fallen a little bit. I think it's just because they're really easy to kill. Unlike the Mbot base, where, the Mbots that it's pumping out are dying in 1 hit, but you're getting like 7 or 9 of them. The Mbots here for 3 energy, they die basically in 1 hit. They need a health boost. If they boost these guys, give them like a 25 or 50% health boost, crazy, right? They'd be used. I used to use them all the time, really early in the game's life. Like seasons 2 through 5, I used them religiously with Manila and just stunlock everything. Really good, but they're just dying way too fast now. So there's a lot of like Biollantes, there's a lot of AoE, trains, stuff like that. You gotta watch out. You just gotta watch out for it. C tier. Mechagodzilla. Early on, they were better than Manila. Exactly. I mean, some people will say now they are again, but that's only really if you have them at like 30 plus, and the average player doesn't have them at 30 plus. Mechagodzilla. I'm putting him in front of Kong. 4 cost. Mechagodzilla is the original anti-air. Mechagodzilla is like the base unit of the game, right? He's like a Ryu. He's like, he does everything really okay. He is like, who just said the definition of you have better options? Yeah. Spence and ZipZap are in the chat. You read what they say. It's great. Basically, they have it all on point. Mechagodzilla doesn't do anything incredibly well. He just does everything okay. He has pretty good damage. He's the original King Ghidorah counter. He can hit anti-air. He has decent health, he has decent damage, he's cheap. He's like a all-around okay unit to invest in. But at the end of the day, there's just way better options than him. He's just been going down, 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 down. He's had no significant changes since day one of this game. We're now a year in. No real love for him coming at a Toho in any capacity. They've shown us now that they are gonna, rework. They could rework more units to be evolution units. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. Either Super Mechagodzilla with the Garuda on its back becomes its own unit, which I would prefer, or Mechagodzilla is going to get an evolution or a buff or something that makes him into Super Mechagodzilla. I feel like that has to come at some point. I personally would have preferred Mechagodzilla to be his own unit and not an evolution unit, and I feel like Toho will make Super Mechagodzilla an evolution unit as well. So, decent unit all around, but he goes lower and lower and lower because he remains unchanged since day one, and there are plenty of other units that are being added that are crazy, and plenty of other units that are getting buffed. If they just increase his range, that would be good. If they just increase his range, you would love to use him. I remember when I used Mechagodzilla and Anguirus combo. Dude, Mechagodzilla used to be my leader for months when the game first came out because I love him. He's sick. I don't love the design, but I love Mechagodzilla, and that was the only Mechagodzilla that they had, and I was using him constantly, but it is what it is. Alright, Mechagodzilla. I want to put Mechagodzilla in A, but I don't know if I will. I might put Mechagodzilla in high B. Mechagodzilla is a great unit, a phenomenal unit, but I don't know about A. Maybe low A. Definitely falling off. I'm thinking about it. Mulling it over. I'm putting. I might put her at the bottom of A. Might have to come back to that. But Mechagodzilla is still an amazing defensive option in the game, for sure. But man, for 5 energy, and even if you push to 6 energy, there's just so many other great options. Especially Fire Rodan being 5 energy now, and Battra is 5, Super X is 5. King Hedorah is like 7 or 8, right? But like Ultima is 6, Kiryu is 6, Desghidorah is 7. There's so many options to choose from. My Megagearus is one-shotted so easily. Well, your Megagearus is low level then. You can put him at high B because Fire Rodan took her spot of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like she has to go into B because where you would put her in the deck for defense, now you are running Fire Rodan instead, right? You're not running usually both of them. You're using one or the other, and I think that Fire Rodan took her viability, and I think that me putting her in A tier last season also probably wasn't the move, but I think this is probably a more comfortable spot that I feel putting her. He-Man, you gotta work. Catch you in the next one. Listen, Nee, you can come in whenever you want. You donated twice in a row. You're a member showing mad support. We love to see it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one. Have fun at work. You have to go eat dinner. It was fantastic hanging out with you. Congrats on your donation sub super chat. Well, Nick, thank you. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you for the support. I still mega. Some players use Leo and Caesar mega with the damage buff can decimate. Yeah, listen. All it takes for one of these any character on this list to move up a rank is to just have a damage boost. The fact that Kong can boost, I think Kong can boost Mechagodzilla. I don't think his thing is specific to ground units. I don't remember though. But if you could get a damage boost on Mechagodzilla, she's easy A tier, right? It's just now Rodan kind of took her spot in the decks. Manila. Manila is in the bottom of A tier after his nerf, but he's still really, really good. 2 cost, long range. Listen, I said it earlier when we talked about Ultima. Range, one of the best stats in this game, and Manila's got that shit. He is probably 3rd in the game for range. Not like Desghidorah has really good range, but Desghidorah has to be right on an opponent to hit them, and then it goes behind, right? Manila can hit them from like a mile away. Super X, Ultima, Manila in the order of who has the most range, I'm pretty sure, right? So, Manila is 2 cost. You can stun from so far away. Great range. She's an excellent sniper, especially in a push. Like, if you have a push going and you drop a Manila, even if he's hitting, regardless of the unit, the delay that he can provide with his stun in a big battle, that could be enough to win a battle. I've won battles by the skin of my teeth because Manila comes in from you know, downfield, 70-yard line, Hail Mary, ring of smoke, stuns a unit, and then Ultima gets the last shot off where Ultima would have died. Very, very good support unit that you can cycle into a push with no problem whatsoever, especially late game when your energy's charging at 1.5 times. You can just drop a Manila and don't even have to worry about it. Can pretty much hit anything anywhere on the map. Counters Super X's really well. Counters Flyers by stunning them. He's not going to kill anything, but he's going to give your units enough time to get a kill in. If Manila had the faster attack speed he used to have, he could be high A or S. If he had the attack speed he used to have, he would be S. Manila used to have a higher attack speed. Yeah, Manila's attack speed was like a 2-point-something speed, and it was wild. And he would just stun lock everything, but they had to nerf him, and he's still really good. There's two things, range, and reaction. Range as well, basically range, but reaction range is the range of the unit to start attacking. There's really good range, but port range, reaction range. Yeah, I don't know. That literally sounded Greek to me. I have no idea what you're saying, but yes, range is very important. Missiles are bad. Missiles are bad. You know why missiles are bad? You know why missiles are bad? Because the tank because the trains are 3 cost. It's just simply not worth the 5. And unless your missiles are high level, you're not really killing too much except for lower level stuff. Right? And now that trains are running around, which you're going to rather have? The 5 cost missiles or the trains? And then if you're running Kiryu in your deck, you have the missiles anyway, because Kiryu drops missiles when he flies in. So not only is there a unit that, as a passive ability, drops fucking missiles on the ground, there's also a card that does essentially the same thing the missiles do, but for 2 energy. Or for 2 energy cheaper, I should say. These missiles can hit leaders unlike Marker Light Cannon. That's true, but Marker Light Cannon does a shit ton of damage. There's a lot of damage. Missiles don't. Not as much as Marker Light. You invested way too much missiles into missiles early game. Listen, a lot of veteran players invested in missiles and trains really early because in the first season, missiles and trains was meta. Literally, missiles and trains was the meta. But they're not anymore because there's lots of units that can do what they do but better. Bad. And yeah, you are making me rethink because Marker Light can't hit leaders normally, but the missiles can. However, why would you run the missiles when you run the trains? And then you're just harming yourself. The fact that if they brought the mossels down to the same cost of the trains, then we're talking, right? That's good, but no, it's just this season is not happening for them. Moguera. Moguera is good. Moguera is a very good unit. Not a meta unit, but Moguera is a very good unit. Moguera, I am going to say, is at the top-ish of B tier. I want to say maybe behind Hedorah. I'll keep him in front of Hedorah. High B, very good for pushes. Chip damage is great. You send him on. If you send Moguera alone against me, I'm hitting you with the self-restraint emote. Okay, I'm hitting you with the self-restraint because you need to learn it. You cannot just be sending your Moguera and your Kiryu straight at my face, down my gullet. You know, not happening. Not in my house. Mog and Kiryu is a great combo. Pretty much has been since Kiryu was introduced. Mog used to be meta. They had to nerf Moguera because Moguera sniping was just crazy. A lot of people seem to love sending Moguera out to counter Super X. Yeah, a lot of people send Moguera out by themselves to counter Super X, stuff like that, which it is possible, but if you drop a Psychic Chorus on Super X, you can, like, out-heal the Moguera. Using Moguera in a push is great. Once your push comes to a leader or a big team fight, then dropping Moguera is great because you can just send him right in, like Kiryu. But, not as good as he used to be, for sure. But still very, very good unit. I like him a lot. Okay. Mothra Larva. Mothra Larva I will put here in C tier. Mothra Larva is not amazing, but has a slow and is pretty much a guaranteed evolution. but doesn't have the same range as Terrestris, right? That's why she's behind Terrestris, because the last thing you want is an enemy unit in close enough range that Mothra can hit them. That's not what you want. And she's dying a lot. Sir Top has says she's dying a lot from trains. Larva is S tier when you can get that slow plus stun going. Yeah, but I don't really want my Mothra Larva close enough to have to stun an enemy, because that means the Mothra Larva is probably going to die. Not something that I want to see. Someone tag me in Discord. I have a lot of explaining to do with this tier list. Oh, it's from Jaden. Probably Dimension Tide slander. I don't give a shit. I don't like Dimension Tide. I don't think it's important, but it's definitely very good. Who's next? Leo. Why is Leo before? I'll do this other Mothra because of we just did the larva. This Mothra is in the B tier. I'll put her right in front of Hedorah. She has a pretty good spread. She's really good. I mean, I've been using her on my free account. I like her a lot. She's not a terrible unit. She has decent AoE. There's just other better evolution options at the moment, unfortunately, but she's not terrible. Mothra B-Glass Cannon like each one, but at least she's cheap. Yeah, she's cheap and she has an AoE, which is good. Leo is good and can last longer than Caesar, far more health, but Caesar is more damage. Yeah, I think Leo is probably ahead of Caesar, obviously. I'll put him probably around here somewhere. Leo is really good in the air. Caesar's having a lot of problems getting stopped by Kamacuras. Leo doesn't have that. I mean, Leo does get stopped by Kamacuras, but Leo can also hit Battra, which Caesar can't. Leo can hit Rodan, which Caesar can't. King Hedorah, stuff like that. Very good health. Leo, a stupid amount of health and good damage for a flyer. Leo is automatically better because he can also hit air. Leo is good and can last longer than Caesar, far more health. It is, but Caesar has more damage. I think he's B. He's definitely on the rise, and Mothra Leo is seeing a lot more play because there's now a lot more levels on him. But I run Leo and I've had him in my deck since Kiryu season, and he's won me almost 700 matches. Maybe bottom of A then, but I'm putting him higher up in B. I think maybe this might be more appropriate. Maybe this. That looks better, I think. I'll put him here. Get him above King Hedorah. You think he's better to have in your deck than King Hedorah? I am not 100% certain. Azure is fucking garbage. Showa Rodan is not terrible. Showa Rodan just isn't very good. Like, even though it was better before they buffed him, before nerfing him badly. Even though it was better before they buffed him, King Hedorah dies, Leo dies, but does good damage. Leo is a King Hedorah counter. Everyone is saying that Leo should go above King Hedorah. Interesting. I mean, I don't think Leo is the top of B personally, and I don't think enough people are running him either. Shuridan clutches for you, like to pair him with Fire Rodan, have the 2 counters for Hedorah. Shuridan needs to be 3. Shuridan is not a lot of being played a lot in the 60 ranks that I've seen. Rodan is decent. He's like the Rodan is like the Mechagodzilla of the Flyers. He does everything good, but not like amazing. He only even fights at the very end of Earth season, so I'm just listening to everyone else so I don't say anything stupid. Listen, Angry Shark Boy, all opinions are valid here. But he's just kind of like Mechagodzilla. Hasn't really received any major love or anything from the devs, and he's just kind of good at everything, but not amazing at one thing, which is kind of what you want. Hold on, I'm responding in Discord. Okay. Space Godzilla. Space Godzilla is definitely on the rise, I think. I'm getting tagged in Discord with the melee quotes not happening, not in my house. Really, I'm starting a new series. I'm getting tagged all over Discord. The fuck? What is this? Maybe I'd watch a video where you just interview some whales. I'll reply to this. I do have one. hit my fucking elbow against my desk. Space Godzilla. I like Space Godzilla a lot this season. And I liked him a lot last season too. And last season I put him in A. I think he still belongs in A. I'll put him... I'd probably put him like here for now. Maybe right here. This season specifically. He is doing a lot really well this season. There's not much he isn't doing well. Space G in mid-A, really good with Bio nerf. Yeah, the fact that Bio got nerfed and the fact that King Ghidorah got nerfed bodes really well for Space Godzilla. Because the less AoE there is in the field, the more his crystals are up. That's just incredible. So I'm a big fan. Hold on. Jaden, you're saying some slander in the Discord. You mean to tell me G21 and Kong are equal to Terrestris and Mechagodzilla? Never. Yeah, I am saying that because you can't even level them up anymore. So they're just going to stay the same levels forever. And all the other units are going to go farther and farther into the game. And the two that you cannot get are going to drop lower and lower. And the same is going to happen for Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Evangelion when they come to the game too. Because eventually they won't be able to be purchased either if they're limited units. And then they'll fall lower and lower and lower. Because as every other unit is getting stronger and stronger and stronger, they stay exactly the same. Congratulations. But Space Godzilla, very good. I just had a brain fart. Where am I? Trains. Trains low B does huge damages for 300 even if your opponent doesn't have any facilities. Well, when did they say Ultraman was coming? Bro, you must not be watching this channel if you didn't know about the Ultraman stuff. We don't know if they're going to be units, but we're getting a collaboration with Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Evangelion at some degree. Possibly going to be units. We don't know. Trains mid-A, amazing damage. Yeah, I don't think trains are B. There's probably mobile games and stable established metas collaboration contracts do more harm than good. I mean, listen, I don't mind the collaboration contracts. I think it's really interesting that this game had them. I'm upset that, like, Kong and Godzilla aren't allowed to stay because they're Kong and Godzilla. You thought it was speculation because of the Shin Heroes Japan event? No, we have plenty of videos saying that they've officially confirmed that there's going to be some kind of collaboration in Battleline for the Shin Japanese Heroes event. And it's happening soon, but we don't know what it's going to be, cosmetics only, or if they're going to be playable. I'd imagine that they would have to make these units playable because they would be leaving money on the table if they didn't put Ultraman in this game or the Evangelion units or something. It'd be crazy. It'd be stupid not to, right? But we don't know. Trains are definitely in the A tier this season. I think they're like somewhere in the middle. Do I think Destroy will be a land or flying unit? I hope Destroy is not flying unit. I hope Destroy is land and can hit flying units with his horn, because he's pretty big. Trains, they have a lot of damage for 3. However, they hit in two halves, right? The trains colliding is one piece of damage. The explosion in that line of fire is another. So the trains aren't doing their full damage to flying units, but the ground units are getting the brunt of it. So trains are very good this season with their energy being brought to 3. I don't know what would make them out of A or at least low A. As time goes on, but we'll see. I think they're very viable this season. I don't think they're S tier for the fact that, like, okay, if both hits are giving 1,000 damage and you use it on my Super X, you're only hitting my Super X for 500 damage, my Super X is still alive. My Kamacuras, you'll kill my Kamacuras probably. Maybe. But what is the air meta? The air meta is these two units right here that you see. Flyer Rodan and Battra. They're in the air. They can't be hit by ground units that only target ground, like G89 can't hit them. Anguirus can't hit them, King Caesar can't hit them, Kong can't hit them, neither the Jet Jaguars can hit them, the Kamacuras can't hit them, Kamacuras Swarm can't hit them, Gigan can't hit them, the Bomber isn't hitting them. And they give 2 of the best buffs you could possibly give in the game. Actually, 3. Fire Rodan also does a shit ton of healing. Search up, it says G98, or G89 is an S tier for a unit and great leader. You're out of your fucking mind. You think he's S tier this season. 89 was definitely S tier. Was. Not great anymore. You know why he's not great anymore? He gets stopped constantly by everything under the sun comes at his face. For 7 costs. There's a ton of things in this game that cost 7. My Kamacuras will stop him in an instant, right? Super X will stop him. Battra, Fire Rodan, in a meta full of flyers. You know, slows, right? The M-Bob base, Manila, Sonde, Gigan 74, King Hedorah, Mothra Leo. All of these really good units all stop him dead in his tracks. I have not had an 89 make it to my leader at all in like 4 seasons. I always think 89's model looked kind of off from the rest. 89's model is a little weird. I have not had much ability to use 89, so I can't comfortably say what tier he's in. 89 used to always be good, but now he's only good with Gigan. Just get him from G54 for low cost, but he can be stomped in, but he's pretty good. Even building stop him. G9 is annoying. G74 is familiar. What the fuck you on? Gigan 74? Gigan 73, whatever the fuck he's from. I don't give a shit. But, I get a Discord and some messages. Oh, let's go back. But yeah. Yeah, when I see G89 enter the field, I breathe a mental sigh of relief. Yeah, dude, when there's an 89 leader, I'm like, alright, I'm in for a battle. When there's an 89 in the field, I'm like, you're fucking dead. You're dead, kid. I'll kill you from a million miles away. In my humble and slightly uninformed opinion, Godzilla Earth does what 89 does a bit better. Super X high A because I want to die every time one spawns on the field. It's actually Gigan 72. I don't give a fuck what year this Gigan's trying his ass. Super X is high A. I think it might be above the Psychic Chorus. No, that's the wrong one. Maybe like that. I don't know. Those two are debatable. But man, everyone in the chat saying right now is the most annoying shit. And it got nerfed, and it's still really, really good. Right? It got nerfed twice. The attack speed got increased, and the energy got increased. And it's still really, really good. Best range in the game. Flies, so it can avoid a lot of units. The trains only hit it for half their normal damage. And it's just hard to take down. It's just like, you just set it up in a corner. Your push is here, right? You set Super X over here, and it's hanging out, hitting, and you don't got to worry about a damn thing. It's an amazing, it's a phenomenal unit. It's been a phenomenal unit. It's been nerfed twice, and it's still a great unit. I love it. I love Super X. I use it in my deck. It's fucking great. Huge. Gigan was 72 with Ghidorah and 73 with Megalon. We still need Megalon in the game. I want another dig unit like Moguera. Yeah, Megalon would be sick. Wait, what unit are we talking about? Super X. Fucking slaps. Love it. Great unit. Amazing. 2 nerfs later, just like Ultima. Still really, really good. Maybe... Yeah, still really, really good. Like, it's really good. Range, one of the most important stats, right? Like how we said a million times today. And I'm pretty sure TS said that. And who has the best range? Super X, and then Ultima, and then Manila. Really good. Gigan. 72, as you guys have made it very clear. Is in the D tier. I had it at the top of the D tier. Someone did bring up a good point in the chat that it should be below the bomber. Because the bomber can't get hit by... ground units, ground attacking units. But I'll also say that he goes above it because if you send a Gigan out and the ground units attack him, it's kind of a distraction. But for the energy that you pay to get him out on the field, it is just not worth it at all. Not a great piece to be using on the field. I've seen a lot of new players joining the game this month for the Shin season and last month, and a lot of you guys have Gigan in your deck for whatever reason. I'm recommending to you right now, get him out of there. If you want to use him as a leader. And then send G89 down in your opponent's face, or better, an Anguirus, who's going to last you a little bit longer. Alright, Jet Jaguar Singular Point. I love Jet Jaguar Singular Point. I love Jet Jaguar Singular Point. Great unit. Because of the Biollante nerf, he actually has more DPS than Biollante when she's not in water. But, his range is a little bit lower. He's not as good as he used to be, but he's not terrible. Biollante is still good for the cost. Singular Point Jaguar, though, I feel is on the up and up. I think he could easily break into A if his health was better. Because he already he already can tank a lot of damage. Basically, the first 2 hits you hit him with, he tanks infinite amount of damage, right? You could hit him you could have a unit do 100,000 damage on their first hit, and he'll eat that shit immediately and be fine. If he had a little bit more health, he'd probably break into the A tier. Maybe a little bit more range, but he's really, really good. You saw someone put Gigan behind GD9, and it boosted GD9 across the field. Yeah, I've seen that too, and then Kamacuras will stop both of them. You still rock with Jet on the bio team? I love Singular Point Jet Jaguar. I think he's a really good unit. He just is... With everything else going on, he's a little underpowered, but I think all around, he's always been really, really good. JJ Singular Point B tier. Highest lane DPS right now, unless Bio's in water. Can block 2 hits. Good AoE. Only thing keeping him from A tier is he can't hit air, and C-Rex destroys his shield. Yeah. I mean, if he had higher health and he could tank without his shield... he would be really, really good. He would be a really, really good tank, like on par with Anguirus. If they raised his health by like 25% or something like that, 30%, and he could block 2 hits and then had a huge health pool, he would be really good. But it's because Super X will just run through him in like 3 seconds, and like all flying units will as well. It doesn't matter. All right, Godzilla 1954 is on the come up as well. I'll put him like right here. Spencil just says, G54 is rising and becoming really good. He's bottom A, high B with how good and cheap Kiryu and Burning are. Yeah, I put him here, but I almost want to put him a little bit higher. I might put him like right here, because Hedorah, while she is really good, she's a little bit slow at the moment. And the fact that 54 relies on your capacity to also level up the other Godzillas is not amazing. However, if there ever comes an update where he can evolve into like Shin or Earth or something like that, or like maybe Millennium Godzilla or something, you know, the more Godzillas he can become, maybe the better he'll get. But he's on the come up. He's really tanky. He has really good attack as well. They lowered his energy cost, which is great. 6 energy is fine. I would take a 5 for him. But the fact that he can give you a Kiryu for 4 energy or a Burning for 3 is really, really good. Ultima, you don't really want Ultima, because you have to evolve from Terrestris at 4 energy to Ultima, but, I mean, Terrestris for 4 energy is pretty good. And then he can become 89 for 5 energy, which is also really good. So, middle of the road right now, on his way up, easily going to be a high B or a low A in the coming month or two, now that he's available for purchase. And this month, they're giving us 2 of them, right? One in the ASB store and 1 for free. G54 really works as a bodyguard for Ultima. G54, amazing unit, tanky and hard hitter. The requirements you need to make him viable is just too high. Exactly. G54 is good for new players who can get Godzillas they don't have. He's really good, but he may get better. He's definitely going to get better. G54, and I think a lot of the whales agree as well that G54 is just going to get better, 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 better. Where were we? Gigan 04. I think Gigan 04 is pretty good, but I think at the moment no one really has levels for him to make him where he needs to be. I think the person with the highest level one of them I've seen is like Administration 1 or King Hedorah. Final Wars Gigan low A, high B. I think he's like kind of in the middle of B right now. He was kind of at the higher end of B last season, or middle of B last season. I think he's still kind of in the middle. He has a lot of potential to be an amazing unit. There's just not anyone really running around with a lot of levels on him, and he needs the levels to be better. He's not going to be really doing a lot of work at the low ranks, but he's like not a bad unit. Like B tier literally has no bad units. They're just like there are better options than what is in there. Kind of in the middle. That's in the middle. That is like the middle. B tier is in the middle. S A B C D. B is in the middle. Fair battles show how good Gigan 04 can be. Fair battles also have like a fucked system and everything is 20, and the 4 stars destroy at level 20, and all the other 3, 2, and 1 stars are not that great at level 20. You forgot kids exist most of the time. Needs to be 5 cost C tier. Kids is like D tier, man. Kids is too expensive and it takes too long. Kids has potential to be a C, like a high C unit, but it doesn't do a 3-second teleport like we thought. It's like still a 4, almost 5-second teleport at level like 40 or 30 plus, right? For 6 energy, if this was way lower, if this was like a 3 cost, phenomenal. For 6 cost, you're asking way too much. Kids is better than people think. It can surprise people so much that it can cause you to win a match, combo with Gigan lead, and you can get 2 rushes mid-C in your opinion. What if kids could teleport enemy units? Why would you want that? Every time I see kids in my role during events, I just shuffle to get rid of it. Yeah. I think it has C potential. I don't see it ever used in play. There's definitely not anywhere that I've ever seen. But I think if they lowered the energy, it would be really, really good. I think it would definitely be a B unit if they lowered the energy. It's just really difficult to use, and for 6 energy cost, there's like, you could put Shin in your deck, you know? Godzilla seems like someone destroy you with kids. Has any unit been removed from the game, like, at all, 100%? No. No units have ever been removed. Actually, the only units that have been removed from obtaining them is Kong and G21, but we can still use them. There is a 5th facility that was in early screenings of the game, and we have screenshots of it. We don't know what it does, but it has not been in the game since whatever alpha build those screenshots were taken. So technically, yes, there was a facility that was removed 100%, but I'm sure at some point it'll come back. Alright, Earth. Earth is coming up, man. Earth is coming up into the A tier this season. Earth is on the rise. My Earth is almost level 10. He's a fucking monster. Earth is crazy. Low-level players getting Earth is wild. He has so much health. He has a ton of damage. Him with Battra is wild. Put Super X behind him. Profit. Swarms around him. Profit. Amazing unit. I think he's one of the best units we've ever gotten, straight up. Usable from level 1. Great unit. G-Earth, A tier, you need a deck around him. He is an absolute chore to deal with if your opponent is good at defending him. Yeah, if you can always have Earth on the field, it is a nightmare for your opponent. It is crazy. And the fact that we can buy him in the store now, I've gotten him 4 times in my store now. I've gotten him 4 times. Check my meme train. You're going to relate to it. You just keep adding me in memes. Point of view, those classic middle high school movies be like, I'm going to keep beating your ass, me, with every meme. The 3 bullies, Ultima, Shin, and Super X is pretty funny. Alright. Back on this. Earth with storms around it equals anime cinematic. Bro, Earth on the field is rumbling from Attack on Titan. Dumpy thick Earth is rising. Low A and a stab machine combo with DT and it's almost unstoppable aside from your opponent. JJ73 SSS tier. Yeah, dude, this is a fucking amazing unit. Phenomenal. Top of S tier for sure. This guy's kind of dog shit at the moment. I don't know what they could do to save him. Maybe if they gave him more health. Or they gave him more damage. So his chops would, like, hit something hard. He can only really solo, like, Anguirus and G89 and like 1 other unit, and he's pushing them away, which is great, but Kamacuras also pushes things away, but better. Not amazing, not great. And King Caesar doesn't have a knockback ability though. He doesn't push units away. King Caesar just hits them. JJ could be very good one day with the substantial rework, but at the moment he is not great. Not great at all. What is this guy? His name? Jaguar 73 again. He is probably in the B tier. Just because you can push him around. I'll put him like right here. The same is reasonable. Slick message redacted. People love dropping Earth mid-fight and having no resources left to protect them from a gigantic down the other side. Yeah, that's true. This Jet Jaguar gives an attack boost, which we love units that give attack boosts. Additionally, you can push him. You can put this Jet Jaguar in front of anything in the air, and the air units will push him with them, so they keep an attack boost the whole time. And you can put him in front of Earth, and Earth will push him. As long as the character is flying in the air, they can push this motherfucker across the map, and that's what you want. You don't want him to evolve. you want to have him be able to buff your team the whole time your team is pushing them. Not great. Not terrible. And the only reason why he's in B is because he gives an attack boost. And attack boosts are very valuable. My messages with typos failed to retract. I'll live this shame forever. I screenshot it, slick. MKG just worse. Desghidorah, worse AoE. Type fast. Right behind him in A. Tiny JJ, friendly. MKG B tier. Basically same as King Ghidorah. 50 plus damage literally does not make a difference. Yeah, so I was wanting to put Mecha King Ghidorah in A. At the bottom of A. Because he does a little bit more damage. Mecha King Ghidorah, or King Ghidorah in the Discord is going to go fucking after my asshole for this. But I think he's in B. I mean, the damage is substantial, right? It's 60 plus damage, 69 damage extra, nice. That's a lot of damage. But he got nerfed from having a 2.1 attack speed to 2.8. And having a 2.8 attack speed is not great when you're an evolution unit that only does less than 100 more damage than your predecessor. Like Ultima is like 3.2 second attack speed, but he does a ridiculous amount of damage, right? Mecha King Ghidorah, great leader, not great on the field anymore. He was really, really good. The attack speed. What does Super Godzilla say? Super Godzilla Gaming says, yeah, that attack speed nerf seriously hurt him. Yeah, detrimental. And the fact that he had his attack speed lowered makes Desghidorah better. Because Desghidorah has almost the same stats except more damage. And now that Mecha King Ghidorah has lower DPS, that means Desghidorah becomes the better of the three Ghidorahs in the game. So I would put him maybe in low A. But I think he's probably high B. You got Shin by fucking luck. I would say first evolution is like C, second is C, and below, but Shin is A or S. Yeah, this is the controversial moments of the night, you guys. Where we talk about Shin Godzilla. The moment you guys have all been waiting for. Shin Godzilla. My placement of Shin Godzilla might disappoint you guys. Especially a lot of you new players that just got him and you're in the early ranks using him. Kamada-kun. I like this little guy. This guy is fire. Kamacuras is S tier because he looks like a dick and he goes off the Gigan rush. Shinagawa-kun D because he does nothing but die. I think actually this Kamada-kun is... I want to put him in A. I really like him. But I don't think he's A. I think Kamada-kun is probably in the B tier somewhere. Maybe I'll put him behind Biollante. He does some damage. He has knockback too. And he's pretty easy to evolve. I like him in B. You guys are saying to put him in C. I'm putting my fan bias on the shelf for this. I love Shin and easily one of my favorite incarnations, but I'm expecting him to be low. How I never see him do anything but walk. If he makes contact with a unit, he pushes them back and he does damage, which is good. So he does what he does. What this guy does. But Caesar and Leo smash his ass. I mean, they'll smash anyone's ass, but you can protect him. Shin is too distracted to use his AoE, gets air too fat and slow, catch up, high C or low B. I think he's good because he can evolve. I think he might be a little bit lower because he doesn't have a lot of health. I'll put him here because he doesn't have a lot of health. I think he's just like... I think he is a good, but he is not amazing. This one I do like. A lot of people don't like him. I like him. I think he's pretty okay. Because he's basically a guaranteed evolution. Like, if you get Kamada-kun to evolve and then die, this guy just stays in place. You can just put him next to your leader and protect him. Super easy and get him to evolve. I don't understand why people think that's a problem. I don't mind getting Shin Godzilla on the field for 5 energy. He just stands there, but he's basically guaranteed evolution. Just keep him alive. It's not rocket science. And then you get Shin for 5 energy. It's not as hard to protect as Kamada-kun, who just wiggles his way up the entire map. This guy just stands there. It's more difficult when Kamada-kun evolves, and then this guy is caught out in the middle of the map doing fuck all. not great. But you can basically, after he dies that first time, guarantee you evolve him, which means that you can get Shin for 5 energy. Shin is 7 energy, correct your grammar. Shin is 7, but because the characters go on to the field immediately, he doesn't have to be 7. So you better check your facts, because if I place Kamacuras for 4 or whatever the hell he costs, and then get him to evolve all the way through, I just placed a Shin for 4 energy. Big brain tactic over here. I know some people can't comprehend that, but it's true. Shin in 3rd, 4th form is B tier, slow as fuck, below average against ground units, but anti-air is insane. My thoughts exactly. I think he's high B. I think that Shin Godzilla is somewhere over here. I think he's high B. He's not amazing. He isn't. And I'll explain to you why. Shin Godzilla has 2 separate attack speeds. The game lists his AoE's attack speed, which is 2.8 seconds. Something like that. 2.6, no, it's 2.6 seconds, which is good. That's a good attack speed. His attack speed versus ground units, his single target attack speed is like 3.2 seconds. Actually, hold on. Let me pull up the unit data table, actually. Open a new tab. I'll show you right now. Sorry for the the laser light that you all just got. Shin Godzilla. That's Space Godzilla. Shin Godzilla. Here you go. Attack versus speed versus the ground, 3.2 seconds. Attack speed versus the air, 2.6 seconds. DPS versus the air, good. DPS versus the ground, not good. Slow. Not a whole lot of range. Slow versus the ground units to attack them. Right? His AoE is phenomenal. I'm just going to say that. His AoE is great. His anti-air, bar none, is the best anti-air we have in the game. The fact of the matter is, he is too slow to go with a big push. And anything touching the floor is going to destroy him. Because his DPS for against ground units is terrible. Bro, I can't see burnt turd on the tier list. He's so similar to the tier list colors. Yeah, he's like right there. Shin would be good if he hit more than 1 target on the ground. Shin would be incredible if his only attack was the AoE. If he only did an AoE every 2.6 seconds, that would be great. Currently, Godzilla Earth can be combined with Shin. He deals with air, and Earth deals with the ground. I mean, I could put Kamacuras around Shin, right? But pairing Shin with another unit doesn't make Shin better. Right? I face Shin and I let him evolve. He does nothing but die. Too slow to do anything. Very shit to ground units. Too distracted. 7 costs when he dies, and only good in that rare time he's targeting air. In a very big push, you cannot rely on him to attack air. The tail attack should do multiple ticks of damage similar to Mothra's. There is a lot that they could do to make Shin better than he is. It is unfortunate that he is in the spot that he is in. He's not, by any means, a terrible unit. I'll defend Shin. He's not a terrible unit. But he's definitely not as good as I think Toho thought he was going to be. I think what ended up happening was they just ended up capitalizing on the hype for Shin. And made him just okay. There's no way Shin's in the same tier as Mega and Moguera, right? With Dorats and Embod base, in your opinion. You don't think? I think because his AoE is by far the best. And I already don't think that he's seeing a lot of play in the meta. He's not seeing a lot of play in the meta. And Shin is being rented at level 10 right now. So, the fact that Shins are being rented at level 10 is really good, and his AoE is really good. But the fact that everything else I said makes him bad. Next season, when he's not rented, he's going to be literally like over here somewhere. Like literally down here somewhere. But this season, because he can be rented at 10 and a lot of people are getting him and unlocking him, he is seeing a lot of play. And at level 10, that is not anything, to slouch at. I know a lot of us, and I say us as in like people who've been playing a long time, don't really have to worry about it because we have really high units. But he is running over in the low ranks. Shin is doing really well, and Shin is seeing a lot of play in the high ranks as well, as leader and as a unit, because he's rentable. And rentable is something that we take in account here. But next season, he's going to be significantly lower, I promise you. I still need to learn how to rent. I only use these guys during the event stages. If you own a character and it's their season and they're in the rentable, their rent level goes up as you level up in your rank arena. So at level 65, if you unlock Shin Godzilla, you can rent him for 10 energy. You shoot Shin for 15 wins and he did nothing the whole time. Listen, when I used Shin, I had great success with him. He was taking down Battras and Fire Rodans all over the place. I've been having a lot of success using Shin in the game. Do I think he's going to stay in this spot forever? Hell no. I think next season, when he's not being able to be rented, he's going to be a lot lower. But the fact that there's just a lot of level 10 Shin Godzillas running around is kind of a big deal. But, like I said, not great. Just have Shin in your deck, you get the wins, or just let him die. Boom. I took a screenshot of a match I won in 50 with Shin and Swarm surrounded. If he's surrounded by ground enemies and use second attack with 360, then it's tail. Yeah, if he always attacked with his 360, he would be way better. But the fact that he has to slow down and do that single target attack is terrible. Let's all be honest. Show a Gigan sweep. No other unit takes up the archer's task of rushing or dying. Glad this last season is gone. 3 rental forcers fucked me up so much, and now treasures are a rare sight. Yeah, I prefer if they made more units rentable than just one a season. Personally, I think that would be pretty healthy for the meta to like change it up. Pick like 3, like the featured unit, and then like 3 random units, and jack up their rates and everything would be really sweet. But without the rent, I think he would be lower on this list. But with the rent, I can't ignore the levels. I think he's a little bit higher. Maybe not as high as this. Maybe like here. I'll settle for this. This might be better. Run of the mill. Not amazing. Pretty good at what he does, which is anti-air, if you can get the anti-air to proc. So, how exactly do you rent them? You click on them in the game, in the rent section. It's like right above, it's like right under your decks. That's the rent. With the blue text. The rental Ultimas would constantly screw me over since they could kill my Earth before I could sufficiently support him. Yeah, the rental Ultimas was crazy last season, but my Ultima was already higher than the rent feature, so I didn't really need it. So this is our list this season. I think that a few of the spots could be changed up, maybe. But I think it is pretty solid. Do you think Shin is a better leader or as a unit? Oh, God. I don't know. I think he might be better as a unit, but I have no fucking clue. I don't know. I don't really like him as a leader, to be honest. Before stream ends, do you think Giant Octopus will be a 4-star? I think, yeah, he's going to be 4-star. I originally set out to make Giant Octopus win the polls because I did not want him to be a 4-star, and I couldn't see a world where they made him the 4-star. But we actually really hyped him up on Twitter and got a lot of people who weren't in on the joke to vote for him as well. And they're definitely going to make him 4-star to capitalize on that shit, for sure. Shin is a better unit, bad ability, and garbage attack speed as a leader. There you go. He said it the best. Why is Kamacuras number 11 not in God tier? Tony, I couldn't tell you, but he's pretty up there in A. But that's our list. I think maybe a few units could be swapped around, but that's really just because, you know, the levels are rising day to day. The rent feature is doing really well for the life of this game, and the 30% discount on level ups is huge, for this week, and that's going away soon. So if you guys want to capitalize on leveling up your units, you have until June 21st, I believe, and then that goes away. Giant Condor next. Listen, go to Toho on Twitter and at them and say Giant Condor for Battle Line, and go to their email and go to the opinion section and put in Giant Condor. But to be honest, it takes him a while for him to evolve, and unless there's an aerial unit, he does single attack. Yeah. And Ray has basically summarized what we said earlier. But yeah, so that's the list this season. This is my list. And like I said in the beginning of stream, if you think that there's any problems with my list, which you're free to judge the list. I know it's not perfect, but it's what I think. There's another Godzilla Battle Line YouTuber, TS Dragon, who also makes tier lists, who I think makes very good tier lists. If you like mine, you're probably going to like his. They're a little bit different. But I think there's a lot of good information between the two tier lists. So go watch his video as well. He has a lot of good information on his channel. Isn't there a tier list tab in the Discord? I don't know if there's a tier list tab in the Discord, but you can, this tier list is located in the Discord if you want it. And I believe the Pelops bot, if you do slash tier list, it'll bring up the most recent one. I don't know. But it might. I think right now the Pelops bot brings up last season, so we'll have to update it to bring up this season's. But that being said, add it so we can make our own. It is on there. If you go into anyone here goes into the Discord and you go to the battle line info section and you go to GBL data collections and you scroll up like 1, 2, 3 messages up, it's the GBL tier list. It was posted on the 12th or on the 2nd of December, and that's this tier list that you're looking at right now. This is the one that I made. This is the one that I update with renders as I get the renders made every season. So you can pretty much make a tier list right on like the first week of the seasons are up because this is available in the Discord. But with that being said, that's what I got for this. We've been doing this for 2 hours, you guys. We had an insane stream today. We had a crazy turn up. We melee how it be, how it do. Bro Lane, you at the end, baby. I'm sorry. I'm glad I stayed up from midnight to 2:26 minutes today, make it for the ending. You did. We're literally wrapping up now. So I'm headed out, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to everyone who's donated, super chatted, subscribed, followed, whatever, became a member today. We had an insane beginning of the stream. It was wild, you guys, tonight. I'm a big fan. I loved it. I had such a great time tonight. Thank you all so much. I will catch you all on the next one. Bye-bye.